might have paid, or you might have would pay for that, you know.
What do they want?
Well, at first I gave him a range. I mean, we were talking about around 30, and then when I went there, he was. I told him, I said I'd probably have to be right around 20. So, but
Okay. So
he
Carson,
said to follow up with them. Not next week, but the week after. He's on vacation next week, so I'm just
What's
curious.
up, man?
What's up, Carson?
What's going on?
is it a two-family on that two-family, Randy?
Yeah. Yeah, there's one that sold, I know, for 70 grand, one block over. That was a duplex recently.
Fixed up, I'm sure.
I didn't see any pictures of it. I was reading the description. So,
It was.
yeah,
This house needs 100 grand
yeah.
or 70 grand. And he wants 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's money in it.
No.
What's up, bud? Hope we're doing well, man. Thank you for joining. I don't think we'll see Mike tonight, Todd, but
No.
maybe he'll know.
All right.
We're all heading out of town tomorrow at like 4. So we'll get to Phoenix around 6:30 because the time change. And then we're coming back Sunday. So I'm excited for that. We got like 5 of us coming from Michigan.
Are you leaving at what time in the morning? 4 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon?
Afternoon.
Sweet. What 5 or who's all going that you know of?
Me, Carson, Matt, Mike. There was one other person. I think my buddy from Grand Rapids is coming too. But that one kid that was on this meeting is going to be there, obviously. And I think my friends from Florida are coming as well. So I should know quite a few people there.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I was going.
Should be, man.
Can't afford it.
I believe that. That's why you're on here, Todd, so you can learn from the greats.
How much the hotel cost you out there?
It's like 520 a person. Well, 520 a room for 4 days or something, 3-4 days.
Okay.
But we're splitting. We got 2 rooms because you can get 2 queen beds. So we'll each spend like $260 on a room. Tickets were like roughly 300.
Yeah.
Flights probably, I don't even know, like 300 or something round trip. About $1,000.
Yeah, I almost had the opportunity, like, when I was talking about going, when I talked with you, and I almost had it booked and everything. The only thing I was worried about was the hotel, and I was actually going to use my airline miles and it was going to pay for the ticket. I just had to pay like a little bit out of pocket. So the flight would have been basically free.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always next year, man. Dude, there's so
Yeah.
many of these events. It's crazy.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
one
I'm
every
looking
other
forward
month.
to. I'm looking forward to it next year. So
Yeah. Like most of the educational stuff I bought, I didn't even use until a year after I bought it. Like I would buy educational stuff and then never use it. And then once I start working and implementing, then you start using it and all the, fine tuning everything that you're doing. But especially starting out, like you really just need to do deals because the courses don't know, they're not specific to your market. Even like these meetups, going to all these meetups, you're listening to people who spend 20 grand, more than that, 40 grand a month on pay-per-click or whatever, PPC, PPC or mailers, or they have huge cold calling operations. You can definitely learn a lot from them, but you get to hear each speaker for 2-3 hours. So they, they just give you like a really shallow view of their business, which is really cool and it's helpful and it's encouraging. but it really, I just go there to network. When I go to meetups, I don't go there to sell deals. Todd does deals anywhere he can. I will pitch deals at meetups, but I'm like, I just want to meet people and see what they do and then find buyers and stuff. That's kind of my thing.
That was nice
So
at Renegades yesterday, so I got to meet
yeah,
some
I
new
didn't know that
people.
was yesterday.
Yeah,
You know that guy that sat behind me, Randy?
yeah, yeah.
Sold him a house today.
Really,
Yep.
he's a cool dude.
Uh-huh.
Put his number in the chat, Todd.
Okay.
I got his business card here.
Oh yeah, Randy coming in clutch.
Oh.
It
So
was like fogged out. Yeah,
yeah.
I've been slow, man. I've been really slow. You know who he looks like? He looks like Ty Lopez's business partner, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Alex.
yeah.
What's his last name?
I have no idea.
Let me tell you.
Oh no,
I'm talking
this
about-
guy's last name?
No,
Or
Ty Lopez's
Lopez.
business partner.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
Um,
But it was funny because on this business card, he has this Superman. I have the exact same shirt.
Nice.
So
I sold a house today. It was funny. I had this a wholesaler sent me this house like 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago. I called on this guy before I ever did my first deal, and I never got the deal. He wanted like 40 grand at the time. The house, the ARV was like 95, and it needed like 40 grand in work. So
Mhm.
I think I had a buyer offer me like 35, but I never had it. It was never really a good deal. My buddy called on this house like a week ago, and immediately he told me the address, and I was like, dude, I pulled up the Dropbox pictures of the house. I still had it on my phone 2 years ago, and showed him the pictures. And I was like, if you get it, the seller now only wanted 20,000. It's like, if you get it for 20,000, it'll be a deal, because not only do I have a way bigger buyer's list and he's got a buyer's list, but the market, that house is worth 125 now instead of 95. Like, it's gone up, 30 grand in value in the past 2 years, which is crazy. But I just got an offer from a realtor for 40,000 on it today. So I've just been letting him kind of sit on ice before I accept it. I don't want to accept it right away. But he offered full price. Doesn't want to do a 3-day inspection to check out the crawl space, which I hate. That realtors kind of think it's typical to do inspections and offer with inspections, but I don't. He wanted to do a 10-day inspection originally, and I told him, look, we don't do inspections typically on a property. I was like, you can offer that, but if you want your offer to be aggressive, don't do an inspection. And he's like, well, what if we do like 5 days, 3 days? And I was like, if you do 3 days, it's not a big deal, because I'm going to be in Arizona anyway. So he'll have lockbox code. He can get his inspection done when I come back. Either his EMD will go hard and we'll continue forward, or he'll essentially back out. So would you do that, Todd? Would you accept? We have time on this deal. We got 3 weeks left, and he offered a full price with a 3-day inspection through a realtor. So it's pretty legit.
right. Yeah. I mean, why not? He's giving you the price you want, right? Why not?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
because,
get more.
I would typically tell people just like do your inspection first and then make the offer.
Yeah, I guess that could be. It's on the MLS, right?
Yeah.
It's a cash deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might, in the comments, maybe for the agent, because most people are going to be working with an agent, or they're going to be able to see the agent comments. You should put in there that, maybe, I would talk to my broker to see how to word it, but I would put in there, just like you said, is all offers, without a inspection contingency. So either do your inspection up front and things like that. Stuff, it all depends. I mean, you don't want 10 people paying for an inspector to come out there and inspect the house. Most investors don't use an inspector, but there's still a few that do. If they don't got the deal, then, but you don't want them to tie up your house either, right? So yeah, I like that idea. You could always keep it as a ABO, accepting backup offers, until that 3-day expires. And then if they don't do it, you could just keep it back, throw it back on keep it, change the status.
Yeah, I definitely will. I will do that. And I got another offer on it today, so if it falls through, I can go back to the other one. But it just, it's just kind of new for me. I'm not used to dealing with realtors, but I understand where they're coming from. I just, I at least got him down from 10 days to 3 days, because 10 days is ridiculous. Because, he might just not think about it for a week and, oh yeah, I got to get my inspector out there, but this will force him to get it done right away. And 3 days on a Thursday, it's, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I can, the new week, accept new offers if I have to. So, yeah, but I mean, that would be a really fun one to close, because it's just squatting up. It was with Carson Whaley. I just it going full circle, like me helping him get into wholesaling, him working out of my office, calling on a lead I already had like 2 years ago, and I literally just pulled up the Dropbox like that, and it was like, oh, this is what you need to offer. Just kind of crazy how like you can't really squat up much more than that. And he was like, dude, you already have a Dropbox at this house? Like, I just cold called it, dude. And so hopefully it goes well and closes, but that would be a really good deal for both of us. Because I've been really I really don't have, I only got I have a 10-pack that's closing this month, and I got 3 other deals in escrow. But typically I'll have 9 individual deals at a time. So it's been a slow month because I've been dealing with all these flips that I have and rentals. So it's been good though.
Yeah, my pipeline's thin, but I got some good deals. I had a good week this week so far. Got 3 big deals that closed. So
Nice. I haven't closed anything this month yet,
yeah.
but
Funny how it
last
works,
month was small too.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like this week I had one 12.5 and a 7,000, and the other one was 10,
There
So
you go,
that's
man.
3
That's
dudes, those are
crazy.
pretty big averages,
Yep.
It's not usually like that. Oh yeah, and then I had a $1,500 one, so but
Sweet. Yeah, I got the 10-pack closing, which I'll probably make about 16,000-17,000 on the 10-pack, which isn't bad. I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy for me. I gotta turnkey 3 of the houses, so I gotta fix up 3 of the houses for the guy. So my assignment fee is 25,000, and then I'm fixing up 3 houses out of that 25,000. But one of them just needs a patching job in the roof, which will be maybe 3 grand. One of them needs carpet and paint, which will be 5 grand tops, and then the other needs subflooring with where a hot water heater is. So I'll make at least 15 grand on it. It'll be pretty easy. And my buyer's he's already bought 10 houses from me. He just buying this another 10. He wants to buy 20 more in the next 3 months. So
nice.
I'm just feeding him at this point. And he's he'll start sending me Zillow deals and stuff. And I'm like, no, go through me. I got you. Just give me some time. So I'm not gonna say no to a deal just because I'm only making 15 grand. I'm not above that. So
Yep, for sure.
Got a couple others in the pipeline too, but what about you, Todd? You got a deal you've been working?
What's that?
You got a deal you've been working you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's see. We got a couple deals. I got one. We got a deal in Detroit. It is a decent looking house. The guy wanted 18,000 for it. And now that we can't get inside of it, I'm working on trying to get it for 10 or 11,000. And it's a really nice, good looking house, good looking block. If I could get inside of it, I think I could sell it for 30 to 32. But I can't get inside of it right now. So if I get it for less, we're gonna sell it for 20, 22 or something like that. And
Gotcha.
it's gonna be a good deal for somebody. They're just gonna have to evict someone.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
get them out.
evictions are pretty easy to do right now, sending out a 30-day. So
Yeah, if
not
they
a
don't have
problem.
in Detroit, if you don't have a lease, you could just call they got a department, you can call and the police department, they'll make an appointment to come out there, and the police will come out and make a move.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Zach was saying. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome though. That's awesome. Is that the same way in Pontiac or probably not?
It's Oakland County. I don't think it's the same way. No.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And remember, guys, if there's any ladies, if you have any questions, just speak up or put it in the chat. Okay. Anything about wholesaling, flipping, whatever you want to talk about. Why don't you tell, I know you mentioned you're going somewhere. What's the name of, where are you going, Carson? What's it called?
It's All In Freedom, I believe is what this one's called. So it's with it's Carlos Reyes, Sal Shakir, Alex Saenz. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're with All In Nation. They have coaching programs. They do a bunch of meetups. They drive Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces. They're kind of fancy. Pace Morby's going to be there. Sub 2 King. Sean Terry. Sean Terry is the one who taught Carlos Reyes how to wholesale. Like Sean Terry's kind of the godfather of wholesaling.
Right.
I believe Max Maxwell will be there. Like it's going to be a pretty packed event. So it's going to be awesome. But I'm just excited to network. Like you learn so much. There's going to be such a wide variety of wholesalers there. People who've never done a deal to people who do 5-10 deals a month. So it's really cool to just talk with them, and you can learn something from everybody. So it's like I know a new wholesaler he just started. I just met him at a meetup in February in Arizona, and he just started. He's doing $20K a month, and he has a 9 to 5. And he's just like, oh, I just closed a deal 22K. I just closed this deal 17K. It's just like, it's crazy. And it's motivational too. Like they say not to compare yourself to others, but I do just as motivation. And it's not like, I don't let that take away from like being excited about my success, but it's just kind of fun to me. And if I see somebody else who's new and they're doing 80, 100K a month, and they've been doing it for 6 months, and I'm doing 50, 60K a month, it's like, what am I doing wrong? And so that's kind of the fun, is just chasing it. So I don't know. It's just good to be around that environment, a bunch of other new wholesalers, running deals off each other, making connections. Angela said, new to wholesaling, how do you find deals? What's your go-to strategy? Wish Mike was on here for this one, but we did a whole like video, because we do this every week. We record them. So Todd, can you put a link to your YouTube in the chat?
Yep. Yeah,
we
sure.
have a recorded video of like how to find your first wholesale deal. It goes over the best 3 marketing strategies. But long story short, we always recommend cold calling to everyone, because that's how we all got started. That's how Todd got started, me, the other host who's not here tonight, Mike. So we recommend cold calling, pull a list of somehow distressed owners, like whether it's tax delinquents or code violations, whatever you can get your hands on. I love tax delinquents, especially like absentee owner tax delinquents are usually pretty good. And just cold call them. Get a Mojo dialer. It's $150 a month. Most people can afford that, and just start banging them out. So that's our go-to strategy. Like if Todd and I run out of deals, we're gonna start hitting the phones. And every time Todd and I are in the room together, we're on the phone, like constantly.
Yep.
So that's number one. And then bandit signs are great too. I just 2 days ago, I had the city ordinance guy for Flint call me and say that he's going to fine me if I don't take down all my signs. So we're going to probably stop putting them in Flint, and the reason for that, there's another wholesaler that's been wholesaling, and I tipped him off to bandit signs, and he like started putting out thousands. And so they're literally on every street corner. And that, when I put them out, I put out a couple hundred and then kind of let it sit, a couple hundred somewhere else. But it was like, he would put 8 on one intersection, and went a little overboard. I think that's what caused this guy to call us. But I've been called by 3 cities so far about bandit signs, and they're all really polite. They're like, hey, just, either they pick them up and they're like, hey, come get them from our office. Just don't do this again. Or the ones in Flint were like, hey, if you don't pick all yours up, we're going to fine you $500 a sign. And I'm like, well, where? He's like, I saw a bunch just on my way to go get coffee. And I was like, well, where are they? where are the ones you saw so I can come get them, because I haven't put a lot up recently. And he was like, well, I they're all over the place. He wouldn't tell me where they were. So I was like, well, dude, I don't know, I'm not going to drive around the whole city of Flint, try to figure out where my guys put out my bandit signs. But kind of is what it is. Yeah, Deal Machine works. It doesn't really matter if you're using Deal Machine or a different Driving for Dollars app. That's a great way to start. The deal I just got today that I sold, it's a 20K spread. That was from Driving for Dollars. So he actually just switched to Deal Machine, but he was using PropStream's driving app. Now he's using Deal Machine. So yeah, Driving for Dollars is great because that property, he doesn't owe any taxes or anything. So nobody else would have cold called that guy. I don't know how I cold called him. Maybe he does owe taxes, but the house is just really dilapidated from the outside. So my buddy was Driving for Dollars, wrote down the address, called the guy, and now we have that deal. So absolutely, Deal Machine works. If you can get 100 addresses a week and call them, that'll be phenomenal.
Do you use Deal Machine or PropStream for your Driving for Dollars?
I use Deal Machine.
Yeah, so do I. I didn't even know PropStream has a driving app.
Yep,
Yeah, their version on their app, you can do it. So
Yeah, I just picked up Deal Machine less than 30 days ago, and I kid you not, I love it because when I'm driving around and I see something, I just pull over and I lock it in my phone, number one. Number two, if I had time, you should just call the owner right there in front of the house. You know what I mean? Just call them and say, look, how you doing, sir? My name's Todd. I'm actually in front of one of your houses. I think it's your house, by anyway. And it's over here on, whatever, Ward Street. And, I got a property in the area. That's why I was coming down the street and I seen it. And I'm looking to buy another property here soon. And just, reaching out to see if this is something you're looking to sell, or, how you do it, whatever you want to say. I mean, you can say it so many different ways, but so that's a good way of doing it, because by the time 4 hours goes by and you get back to the office, the likelihood of you calling that person you put in your Deal Machine app right that day, you might do it on a Saturday or a Friday when you're just going through it or something, but just try to reach them fast.
Kevin says he's been using PropStream. My buddy was using PropStream and he said it kept cutting out on him, Kevin. Like it would cut out and then delete all of the houses he had put in. Have you had that issue at all?
Not yet. It was it was in a different spot when I went to the desktop version or whatever. It wasn't, I could look honestly and tell you.
yeah, it's in your mobile section.
Yeah.
And you gotta move it. You gotta move it to so it's whatever you do on your mobile phone, it's in your mobile section, and then you gotta move them to like making a list and move them to a list.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I lost them the other day, and then it was kind of glitching out on me a little bit on one property. Like it wouldn't show me that it actually saved it when I kept trying to heart the joint or whatever. But then I don't know. I guess it shook out on the other end because it ended up being there.
Yeah, and I think Deal Machine has a little bit less quirks. But especially if you're on a budget, use PropStream because you most likely already have PropStream if you're trying to wholesale.
Yeah,
I kind of like that little geolocate thing, man. I just hit the little arrow there. It zooms right into where I'm at. It was pretty easy. If I kind of, pull off to the side, it's pretty easy to tell which house you're looking at. You know what I mean? And even if it's a busy street, you can kind of see where you're at. Like, I'm 3 houses that way or whatever, and then pull up the info that way.
Yeah, it's super nice. Deal Machine has the same thing, it's the exact same thing you described. You can zoom in where you are and it shows you driving past the houses and everything. But I think, and so when you get PropStream, you have to put them all into a list. You have to drag them into a list. Is that what you guys were saying? It doesn't just add them to a CSV file.
So when you do the driving, so it goes in your mobile section, and then you have to drag them from your mobile into a list. So basically you create a new list and then you drag them in there, and then you can, No, you can do the whole thing like all at once. So like everything you did in today or whatever, you can just drag them all over into a list.
Gotcha.
You know, but and then you can empty out your mobile folder so that you can just redo it again, you know. But whatever's
Gotcha.
on your, so when you're driving for dollars as well, is one thing on PropStream is the ones that's already on your list, it'll actually have a different color heart already there. So you can say, oh yeah, I already have that on one of my other lists. So you don't need to actually click on it,
Mhm.
you know? So that's also a good thing.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Kevin?
Man, I only got the bandwidth for so much technology, man. It's like all the bells and whistles are sweet, but kind of daunting sometimes. Like you think it just takes me like, I think it's going to take 3 hours. It takes me 3 weeks sometimes to get through like the learnings on some of that stuff, you know.
Just ask someone for help, man. Ask someone to create a Zoom video and send it to you and pay them for it.
Right
Or
on.
Google
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. I get it. Yeah. It's just even all that, right? It's still it's just nothing seems to work as easy as you think it might. You know what I mean? And there's
No.
always stupid glitches and stuff to just keep getting through. You know what I mean? That's all. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's just part of the deal.
Hey, Kevin, do they have meetups out by you? Are there any other good wholesalers out by you? Anything like that?
I got a couple buddies that dibble dabble a little bit. We've tried hooking up here or there. I've been trying to bring people in. One dude's in that Renatus stuff. One of my good friends is doing the Renatus thing, and he's been like shouting it from the mountaintops, trying to get more people to, but he's just trying to sell subscriptions. And I'm like, dude, let's do some deals, bro. Let's talk to some people.
What is he doing? What's Renata?
It's called Renatus. It's like I think I saw something years and years ago on it. It's a big training platform with tons of modules and learning, you know, sub 2 and all this stuff. But they keep talking, like I watched one of the little videos just to kind of, you know, do my part or whatever, or hear them out. And all they were talking about was just, we'll talk about it some more. We'll talk about stuff. They were never saying go do stuff. They never once said pick up the phone or you know, they kept wanting to keep everybody feeling warm and fuzzy and safe and stuff, but not really pushing them out of the nest, you know?
Yeah. That sounds like, yeah. Bullshit.
Don't get it.
For $2,800 to get in, you know, $2,800 to sign up, you know, and then it's like a pyramid scheme for selling the training type thing. Like that's exactly what it is. It's a MLM type thing for selling that training.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it, but yeah.
I'm surprised. I think it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I think them dudes, I think they know their stuff. Like I think they're producing good stuff that you could use, but they know as well as everybody else that nobody's going to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to take action. I was just hoping you might have, you know, maybe there's a investor-friendly real estate company near you. You could, you know, maybe you could come there and work, and you know, when you're not working your other jobs, you know, whatever, you know, spend a couple hours there and meet up with some other people that are working hard, and you know, you might be able to help.
Are there any Facebook groups, Kevin, where you're at all?
No, I've been really thinking about just doing it myself. You know what I mean? And trying to do that, like create that kind of environment like you're talking about, Todd.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really exist like that. And everybody's just kind of got the scarcity thing going on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like band together and you know, utilize all of our talents and hookups and everything. And I just get resistance, and it's probably my pitch. You know, I don't know. Maybe I sound desperate or crazy or I don't know what, but it's something for me to work
on. What area are you in, Kevin?
I'm in St. Clair County. I'm in Port Huron.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, your question about the repair costs. I
Yeah.
have not made any adjustment at all to my repairs. And here's why. The price of the houses is going up proportionately to the repairs. So, and you know, typically your investor, they're gonna say, well, I'll be able to sell it for 150, and you know, now gonna cost me, you know, 30K to do it instead of 25 because lumber. But you know they're gonna list it for 165 when they get it after. So it hasn't really changed anything for me. It's something to keep in mind, but the market's so hot, like I just kind of continued the same way I've been doing things.
Mhm.
It can help you get a house cheaper if you, as you're talking to them, you're running through the house and you're just